Alrighty, I'm here at the Digital Show 2012 with Paul Curtis, the show organiser, the man who brings it all together.
Good to see you, Michael.
Good to see you too, Paul.
Things are going well.
Things are going very well. Tell me.
Everything's cool, calm and collected, but there are some really, really exciting things on the show floor. We've got gadgets like you wouldn't believe.
Certainly have. Now tell me, how many months goes into preparing something as big as this?
Well, as soon as we finish this one, we start on the next, so get your diaries out for the next one.
Fantastic. It's always around the same time of year?
Yes. Actually, generally we go to Sydney. We are reviewing that at the moment because they're rebuilding the Sydney Convention Centre. But we will be announcing the new dates, the new venue, in 3 weeks.
Fantastic. And how many people are roughly expected to pass through the doors here?
At an event like this in Melbourne, if it stops raining, we would get more than 20,000 people.
Fantastic. Now, what would be some of the highlights of the show that people should keep an eye out for?
Well, I sort of look for odd things. I mean, there's some fantastic developments from Nikon, Canon, but I think everybody knows all about those. It's looking to odd little corners and finding the cute little things that really interest me. And on the Fuji stand, which is quite enormous, there's a couple of very interesting products. There's a light table, which is the Windows compatible light table from Microsoft that we originally know. There's a new form and shape to that, which is really quite stunning. But most interesting to me was 3D printing. Now, I'm not talking about 3D photographs, I'm actually talking about three-dimensional object printing. They have married a conventional kiosk that you will see in your local camera shop up with one of these magical 3D printers that works a bit like a bubble jet printer. You know more about this than me, but instead of throwing ink, it's throwing plastic and actually builds a 3D dimensional object right in front of you. You've probably got some footage of it.
Fantastic. So we can have a look at this at the show.
At the show, you can actually see it working. It's a magical process. The applications, I mean, I wouldn't like to be in the statue making business, but why don't you make your pictures into statues? You remember years ago we used to have the introduction of cutaway plastic figures. So people printed their photographs onto plastic and cut it out in the shape. That was considered fine. That was two-dimensional. Now we've got the full depth of a figure, as your viewers can see, I'm sure.
So something definitely worth having a look at.
I think it's great fun, great fun. On the one of the booths down here, we've got a new gadget. You just pull out your iPhone, plonk it in, and out comes a thermal print designed for the home or in the photo store. It makes it very easy to get a print off your phone. And that's one of the things we're really passionate about. We love to see people print their photos. More photos are being taken than ever before. But the trouble is, they're stored on hard drives, on CDs, maybe CDs, wherever you put them. And I really worry about how you're going to open those files in 20 years. They might be up in the cloud. And they keep those lovely computer banks, all of our pictures. Where are they? On the San Andreas fault? I know there's backups. But there's nothing like having a print in your own hand.
Certainly. An old school print, you can't go wrong.
Where will you find your images in 100 years? What about your legacy, your children? Up in the cloud. That's where you'll be.
We'll be up there all together.
I tell you what, let's challenge your people to see where are their images that they took 5 years ago. Can they lay their hands on them?
They could be buried somewhere in the cupboard.
In what sort of file format? Don't talk about JPEGs. Do you remember JPEGs back in the 2000s or something? In the year 2050, people won't know what that is.
They won't. They might be back onto printing, do you think, by then?
Well, if you've got something, I'm not saying you've got to print everything, but when you've got something really fantastic, we all managed that. I did it once in 1962, and I made a print of it. I know that I can pass that on to my grandchildren. And sure, I got the digital file. Sure, it's on my iPod. Sure, it's on here, there. But the print is something sacred about making a real print. Here you can see how you can print it on metal. So you can actually put the really special photo onto a big, large metal sheet. Now that, see, survive a nuclear holocaust. It'd be fantastic.
As you can see, there's a number of things to come and have a look at the show. And Paul, how many years have you been running the show here?
Some would say too long. I think it's about my 28th consecutive year. So
fantastic.
This is the most exciting one. This really is the best one. Also the last one I'll personally do, but this is the best one we've ever had. This exciting technology here is amazing.
So you're going out with a big bang, is it? That's pretty much what's happening?
I'm just so pleased to see the imaging industry continually coming up with new ways of self-expression. It's the most fantastic thing. And you know, these camera phones, they've been a real boom for us. because it's got everyone taking pictures. And when they see what they can create, then they get more excited and they buy the good cameras and get into more advanced technology. And really, we've got so many artists doing so many new things with our equipment. I just don't want to go. I think it's fantastic.
I'm sure you've got a few years left in you. You'll be able to hang around for a bit. Now you can sit back and you can actually just come to the show and enjoy it like pretty much everyone else behind us here.
I'll do my best. I'll do my best.
Thanks for your time, Paul. Good on you.